Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Of course it's shout out time, and I'm Larry, of course.
I'm Callie.
And this is Ginger. She was dying to be in the video, as you can tell. Okay, so lots of cool stuff coming up. I'm still doing the giveaway for the 1,000 subs, and the website is almost finished, and by that I mean Kat has almost finished the website because I haven't done hardly anything and she's done almost everything. Ginger is shivering.
She's done.
And there's been a couple other contributors, but it's been primarily Kat. So it's almost finished. It's gonna be really extensive, and I think it's gonna be a lot cooler than the Reddit, and I'll have more info soon, but I'm almost ready to post the link to that. So I will do so when the time comes, and in the meantime, if if you want to support me, my Patreon is in the link. If you want to support any of the other artists in the video, please do so. I will put links, of course, in the description box as always. If you're interested in being in a shout out, send me the following to my email, which I will also include in the description. Send me 4 pictures of your most recent or the work that you feel best represents you, a link to your channel, a quick description, or just a description, doesn't have to be quick, about you and about what you're about, what you feel like you are as an artist, and I will make sure that you get up in a video. Okay, so we're gonna be in Utah in, what is it, just a little over a month now at the FearCon.
Just about.
So if you happen to be in the town of Magic Underwear and you want to stop by and say hello, we'd love to see you. Okay, and until next week, or until the next video, which shouldn't be long, we'll see you later. Alright guys. Alright everybody, so let's get right into it. This is, of course, the shout out portion of the video. We're going to give you a little bit of background on the artists while I show you their work, talk a little bit about them, and a little bit about their work. So without any further ado, let me say that we have some really interesting artists this week. And the first artist is Tracee Wailing. I've been talking with her for quite a while. We've been corresponding back and forth via email, and I've been wanting to have her up for a while, so I'm happy to finally be able to do so now. So Tracee is an artist based in London, and she is a full-time working artist. That always makes me happy when I hear that you guys are succeeding on that level and that you're able to live your dream. It makes me really happy, and it brings me a lot of joy to know that you guys are making it work. So I hope that for more of you, and keep working towards it. If you're not there yet, you can get there. It's just a lot of work, but you can get there. So Tracee does a lot of portraits, animals, landscapes. She said a lot of her portraits, her actual commission is a lot of her commission work that she does is actually portraiture. So she does a lot of those for people. She's been working on expanding her work based on the desires and requests of the clients. So if somebody wants, for example, different kind of background, they want to do their portrait but with, you know, a fantasy background or something like that, she's been working hard to expand her art to be able to accommodate. And I think that's awesome. That's always important, to try and push yourself, reach a little bit farther than your grasp, especially the more established you become, basically with anything in life, but definitely with art, music, you know, the kind of stuff I've experienced with. The longer you do something, the more proficient you become, the easier it is to stop growing. So always try and push. It will help you, and it'll help you expand, and it'll help you get better in the end. So Tracee's doing that. So good on her for that. And this next sentence I want to read is, she wrote me, is really interesting and cool. She said, the latest runs of painting I've been doing have all been based on dreams I've been having. They've been running like chapters in a book, and I knew I just had to paint after I woke up sketching the scenes from a dream I was having. So that's the ultimate purest form of inspiration, I suppose, right? When you get that subconscious hit, either you can be doing something during the day, or in Tracy's case, dreaming, and whenever that inspiration strikes, you got to capitalize on it, right? So that's really cool. So moving on to the ASMR, which is something that she uses in her work. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Wikipedia here because I had to do a little bit of research on it myself. I've heard the term a couple of times, and I've run across a couple of YouTubers that have incorporated this into their work, but I really wanted to kind of get into it here so I could properly represent what she's doing with it. So I'm going to give you the quick definition of it according to Wikipedia, so take that as you will. So ASMR, autonomous sensory meridian response, is an experience characterized by static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp, moves down the back of the neck and upper spine. It's been compared with auditory tactile synesthesia. ASMR signifies the subjective experience of low-grade euphoria, characterized by a combination of positive feelings, a distinct static-like tingling sensation on the skin, and it's most commonly triggered by specific auditory or visual stimuli. So it's basically, it sounds to me kind of like a subconscious trigger, I guess, somewhere in the back of your brain, or if something inspires you, I guess you have this kind of combination of sensory responses, and I guess it's kind of like an out-of-body. I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, if it's out-of-body or it's just a tactile experience that you have. The way I see her using it, I've actually watched a few of her videos, and they're really trippy. Excuse me. They're really trippy. She's got audio, and while she's doing the painting, and it's an ASMR, I guess it's supposed to trigger the state. And so while you're watching the paintings, it's kind of like you're slipping into almost like I don't know if you've ever done hallucinogenics or anything like that, but it kind of feels like that to me. That you kind of enter like this different state as you're watching. So you've got the auditory, the visual experience of watching her do the work, which is really fantastic work, by the way. But then you've also got this the audio and the auditory experience coming in. So you're processing all these different stimuli, and it's a really cool experience. I watched a couple of them, and they're really trippy. Some of it reminded me a little bit of, I don't know if she'd want me to say this, but Enya is like one of my favorite artists, and I'm not trying to say she's Enya or trying to be Enya, but I'm just, when I listen to Enya's music, it kind of takes me to, I listen to it when I sleep a lot. I have problems sleeping, and the way her music makes me feel is very similar to the way I feel when I'm watching these videos of Tracie's. So it's really cool. It's a cool experience. It's a really interesting and unique experience. I'd imagine too, I might try this later, but it might be, kind of out of body, and even get even deeper into it if you turn the lights off and are able to fully dedicate yourself, a little bit of time to just kind of disappear into it. So if you're looking to see some really cool art, have a different kind of experience, if you just want to try something out, I would definitely recommend you going and checking her out, looking at her channel, looking at her art. She's got some really beautiful art. She's got some different kind of commentary on her channel where she talks about things. She's got an awesome intro, which I always appreciate. I love learning more about you guys. And just a lot of different cool content on there that's not something you're going to find on every channel. So great artist, wonderful person, and she's doing something really cool here with the ASMR. And I recommend that you guys go check it out and see what you think. It'd be interesting to hear if you guys have any experience with this yourselves. Leave a comment there in the comment section. All right, everybody go check out Tracee Wailing. So next is somebody very special that I'm really happy to have up. So I started talking with her, it was probably a few months ago, maybe a couple of months ago. I saw one of her pieces, just looking around online and fell in love with it. And so I got in contact with her and asked her if she would like to be up on the channel in a shout out. She told me she would, but at the time she didn't think her channel was ready. She wanted to get some more things together. And so she's done that now, and she's contacted me, and I'm very happy she did that because I'm proud to have her up. This is Connecting in Color is her channel. And I want to give you a little bit of background about her. She is doing some really good work, and I don't mean just art. Her art is fantastic, but let me explain to you a little bit about what she does, and you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. So she does work for retirement homes, adult daycares, nursing homes, memory cares, and she teaches canvas classes, she teaches painting classes, how-tos, all these kind of things. She goes to these places and she teaches these people that are in need. And it's such a wonderful service that she's providing. I'm sure that you guys have all seen the studies and or know firsthand from loved ones, how much having somebody there, and in particular the arts, whether they be music or fine art, like we're talking about here in this capacity, they're so healing, and they provide something that is critical for somebody who's lonely or who's maybe towards their end of life. Whatever they're not in an ideal situation, whatever it is, art is so healing, as I'm sure all of you know that practice it. It's such a wonderful service she provides. It's one of the things I love so much about Callie is, if you guys don't know, Callie is a nanny, and she provides care for people and babies and children, and it's one of the things I admire most in her. So I think this is a wonderful service that she's providing, and I'm more than happy to help her out here, help her grow her channel. So what she wants to do is kind of expand what she does in her life, and kind of make her channel, further her work with her channel, let me say. So she's got some gorgeous work up. She's got a lot of content up here, and it's gorgeous. The color is so vivid. Of course, you guys know my thing with color. I'm obsessed with it, and she uses it so well. Her colors are super saturated, bold, vivid. It's wonderful. A lot of great acrylic work, and there are a lot of time lapses, processes, videos, and they're all gorgeous. There's fall forest painting, sunny beach painting, and she's got all kinds of different color work here. And this one painting here, this is called Summer Beach, and I believe this was one of the first pieces of hers I saw. The really deep oranges and blues that are in this piece are really nice. So yeah, she does beautiful work, and she's doing something really important with her life and with her art. She's using it in a wonderful way. So I think what she wants to do is focus on the tutorials and the how-tos, and a lot of the process videos. And like I said before, kind of take what she does in her normal life and expand that onto her YouTube channel. So I think that's admirable. That's a service that definitely fills a need that I don't see a lot of other channels or people providing this kind of service. And I think it's a wonderful idea, and I think that it's going to take off once people see it, and once she starts getting in front of some people. So wonderful artist, talented artist, another person who's doing really good things, and I can't tell you guys enough how much I would love for you to go check out her channel and help her on her journey. She needs many more eyes on her work for the quality work that's up, the amount of work that's up, and for what she's trying to do with her work. Please go support her, go check her out, and help her
in her journey in helping others. So this is Connecting in Color, and go check her out, guys. All right. Okay, so last but most certainly not least is another one of those artists that it's taken me a while to get around to. And as always, if it takes me a while to get to you, I can guarantee you it's almost never because it's a preferential thing or anything like that. It's just that, you know, timing is everything in life. And I try and get to everybody that wants to be in a shout out in our video. I do my absolute best to make sure that that you get in, especially if you're an artist that I support and personally dig your work. And if I've ever left a comment for your channel or anything, that applies, because I don't leave comments that are not genuine, and I don't invite people to be on shoutouts that I don't personally believe in. So I believe in every one of you, and I promise I'll get to you. So okay, this is PV Hanumanthu. Always has to be one name that's challenging. I hope I got that one out right. Okay, so his channel is PV Hanumanthu Art, and he has been really active in the community. In the comment section, I've been seeing his comments for quite a while. He's always offering support for other people and good feedback, so I appreciate that. A little bit about him: he's a 26-year-old self-taught artist. Again, you don't have to go to art school to reach a high level. You certainly can, but you don't have to. So he's intending, I think this is all our dream at some point, he wants to quit his full-time job, and he's trying to get to a place on YouTube where he can, once he gets enough, makes enough ground and gets some footing, he can do that. So let's try and help him do that. He's certainly got the talent to be a working artist. I believe that. So let's talk a little bit about his work, what kind of stuff he has up, and let's help him get a step closer towards his dream of being a full-time artist, okay? So again, his channel is called PV Hanumanthu Art. So he has got a ton of content up, and it's a lot of it is pastel work. And I'm really, before I started on YouTube and started looking through other artists on YouTube, because of the nature of my work, pastels wasn't anything that I really had a whole lot of interest in. But the more I see it used, and this applies to a lot of different mediums, another one in particular is gouache. I never thought about using that until I started seeing all of you guys use it on YouTube, and now I'm fascinated with that too. So a lot of his work is done in pastels, and it's really piqued my interest in the medium because of the way he uses it. The shading is really soft, super smooth. The blending is super smooth, and pastel has a really unique characteristic. You know, every medium kind of has its own thing. Oil has its own, you know, velvety, rich kind of texture, quality to it. Same with, you know, charcoal or acrylic or whatever medium it may be. And the way he uses pastels here is really fascinating to me. It really brings out the life in the subject that he's doing. He's got this new piece he just uploaded with, it's a lion with the soft pastels. So that's something before I would have thought, in my mind I wouldn't have made that connection between pastel work and, you know, really intense lion. But, you know, it works. I mean, it's a really beautiful piece. The expression is really intense. He's got some great landscape work, some really beautiful animal work. Really diverse stuff on his channel here, both in terms of subject matter and in terms of the different tools that he uses. He's got charcoal work, pencil work, black and gray work. Like I said before, this really beautiful pastel work. And the piece to me that I first saw of his that made me want to reach out was this one he's got. It's called, the name of the video is called Realistic Pencil Drawing of a Boy Charcoal on Paper, and it's prominently in the thumbnail this week. This piece just screamed to me when I first saw the thumbnail. It's so good. The grain and the texture of the pencil work, especially in the wood, there's it looks like, you know, oak or you know, a lot of wood around the portrait of the boy, and you know, all of the different textures in the wood just really pop out. This is a fantastic piece, and then the eyes in the boy are mesmerizing. It's one of those pieces that, you know, you'll do a double take, you know, as you're looking through, or at least that was the effect it had on me. And the thing about his work, to me, you know, as I've looked through it and thought about it, there's just so much life, I feel like, in his work. There's this piece where he's got Dwayne Johnson here from one of his latest movies. I think it's called Skyscraper or something. He's hanging off the edge of the building, just the expression in his face and all the stuff happening in the background, and again, the color. And you know, it's full of life and vitality. And then one of my favorite pieces that I've had in a long time on any shout out in recent memory is this Kong Skull Island piece here, where he's got Kong and he's you know, the helicopter's coming at him, and it looks like he's about to devour the helicopter. But what I love about this is again the color. A lot of my favorite colors are in this piece. Kind of like the orangish reddish hues against the blues, and then the way he uses the purple in this piece to just really subtly highlight around the nose and the mouth and the brow of Kong is really what put it over the top to me. I love those purples. I love those purples, you know, magentas, reds. They're such good highlights, so effective and strong, especially when you use them sparingly, as he does here. They really pop out and accentuate a piece or certain areas of a piece. And I love this piece here and the way he uses his color work. Yeah, it's really effective. It's really nice, and I like the scope here. The helicopter looks so small next to him, you know, as it should be with Kong. So it's a beautiful piece. Yeah, I really like his work. He's got some really diverse stuff here. He's got car work. He's got a lot of really cool dinosaur work. It's got a great Arnold piece, some really nice black and gray work, and that pastel work really stands out to me. Love that pastel work. I'd like to try that myself. So yeah, as always, thank you guys for inspiring me to want to try new things that I wouldn't have thought before that I would want to try. So talented artist definitely has the skill level and the talent to become a full-time artist. It's just, you know, you got to grind and make it happen. And you can do it though, so let's help him out. He's got a good start already with his channel. He's got almost 260 subscribers, so that's good. Let's try and get him up a little higher than that, and get him some more momentum, and help him achieve his dream of becoming a full-time artist, which I believe you can definitely do that, PV. So PV Hanumanthu Art, go check his channel out, go support him, and let him know that you're helping him with his dream. All right, guys? So that is it for this week. As always, thank you for everything. Appreciate your support. Channel continues to grow, and I will always be there for you guys, whatever you need. So stay tuned here for the follow-up shout-outs as always, and I'll stop talking so that you can watch those. All right, guys? Until next week.